But keeping the Origin theme going, let's go into our top 5. We do our top 5 each and every week on prime time. You can check out our top 5s as well at Jon-Bernard K on TikTok and at Picklebet on Instagram, Pickle Studios on TikTok as well. This week's top 5 is top 5 Origin fights. Top 5 best Origin fights of all time. Nick, number 5?
Paul Gallen versus Nate Miles. When I was a child, this was the thing that got me through Origin. Every year you look forward to a fight, and this was the fight where Paul Gallen got up after giving Nate Miles a little stiff arm, and then decided treating his head like a boxing bag. 1, 2, you see there, the stiff arm from Gallen.
Mm-hmm.
Nate Miles wasn't happy with it. He gives him a bit of a shove after, and then Gallen,
And then it
boom,
was on. 1, 2.
2.
That was big.
Get in it.
This was the turning point, I think, in Origin fights. After this 1-2 from Gallen, they really came hard down on the punching
cracked down
in
hard.
rugby league in general. Because nowadays, if Nate Miles cops a 1-2 like that, and he wasn't really prepared for it, bang, clean on the jaw, does he come off for a HIA there?
Yeah.
Like nowadays, that happened today.
You get a light little tap on the chin, they bring you up for a HIA. Nate Miles just copped 2 flat punches
Independent
to the head.
doctor just looks at that and goes, yeah, he's copped one straight on the jaw. It's not hard to miss Nate Miles' head there. He's got to come off for a HIA.
Have you seen the size of Miles' head though? Like every run or every tackle, he's probably copying a head
He
knock.
used to lead with the head sometimes in tackles as well.
But the best thing about this punch, everyone hated Paul Gallen. But when he played for New South Wales
loved
and
him.
he punched Queenslanders like that, it made you love him.
And then the G-Train used that
That
and
set him
started
up
a
for his
whole
boxing
boxing career after that as well,
He
which
showed his
earned him
talents early.
millions, probably earned more than he did in his NRL career. Number 4, we're going with Ben Creagh shitting himself. Now, if you look at this one, Queensland, end of the game is unwinnable from here. They put a bomb up, right, to belt Kurt Gidley. They just had enough. Ben Creagh comes in with a shove to Justin Hodges, backpedals, shits himself, doesn't want anything to do with the fight, and everyone starts jumping in. The forwards come in and save his life. But for a second rower, bit of a pussy move for Ben Creagh.
This is the biggest bitch move in Origin history. Ben Creagh, you're on a second rower at a centre. You push him and backpedal like you just shit yourself. It was one of the most embarrassing things ever. Look at him push him and just,
Don't come after me, Justin. Justin also had a boxing
Look,
debut.
Ben-
Hodges starts laughing.
I mean, look, Justin Hodges is a scary player, but Ben Creagh, you're a bitch.
He could throw him, Justin Hodges. I wouldn't say that to Ben Creagh's face. Number 3, we got Brent White knocking out Steve Price. When it comes to brutal Origin knockouts, this was tough to watch.
I mean, it's nothing better than seeing someone get knocked out. I do feel sorry for him, but look, I mean, it was a fair standoff.
Yeah, they were throwing him, and then he just cleans him up. 1-2, bang, and goes down to the floor.
And then he's snoring.
Yeah, he was
Look at him, he's
asleep.
asleep.
He's knocked out.
He almost got stampeded by some of his players as well. He was out cold.
And you see older legends of the game talking about how it was back in the old days. This is still pretty recent.
Yeah.
This is what, 2009? Mm-hmm. I mean, for someone like Steve
In
Price
a
to
game
get knocked
3
out,
as well, mind you. Game 3.
if it happened today, Brett White would be in jail. There'd be assault charges, there'd be something, because getting knocked out like that is pretty heavy.
Well, if that happens on the streets of King's Cross, someone does a day at Surrey Hills Penitentiary.
No, that's
You
for
know,
that
in
wasn't
the cell.
it wasn't a coward
It
punch.
wasn't a cow punch, but
it was
that happens outside a nightclub. Someone's getting arrested. Happens on an Origin field. We want to see more of it.
Can I ask you though? I said Ben Creagh was embarrassing. Steve Price just got knocked out in front of at least 3 to 5 million people on national television.
Yeah,
Nah,
but to be
he's-
fair, he
he's
was
a-
going toe to toe. He was swinging.
And in 2009, mate, no HIA. He probably got up, shook it off, and kept playing.
Said, "Can I get back out there?"
Anyway, that takes us to number 2, Wally Lewis in 1988. He gets belted here. One of the most controversial bashings of all time. You see him get absolutely tortured by the New South Wales team. He ends up getting 10 in the bin for this. And the Queensland fans are not happy. They start throwing beer cans onto the field.
Well, he did start it.
I mean, it's one of the most old school scraps in Origin history. You see this all the time when they're playing, the best fights of Origin of all time. But the fact that he got sin bin for getting belted, you could see him blow up about it as well.
It's one of the worst Origin calls of all time, but it lives forever in the highlight reel. The Queensland crowd was filthy, but this is what makes Origin Origin. This is why Queenslanders hate New South Wales, and it was on for all money between everyone in the team.
And you see, Wally Lewis, he's the king of Queensland. Watch him walk back to the locker room and the Queensland fans throw beer onto the field. Like, this is awesome. I know people aren't the fans of when, the crowd gets into it like that, but I love when crowd throws shit on the field. It's just fun.
mean, not when it's aimed at a referee or a player, but just...
No, it's even better.
No, I think you got it wrong there. But number 1 is the 1995 Origin Brawl, Mark Geyer. This is like everyone remembers this. This is the Origin fight of fights.
Well, look,
you got
you see-
Hopper Wadi swinging in there. Look, they're just trading them. Everyone's trading them.
The 1995 MCG brawl. They start from the scrum. and it's 13 on 13. You know, you see those Russian UFC fights where it's just a pack against a pack. This was that. It's right at the start of the game as well. They knew going into the game, let's get it out early, let's knock each other out, and then we'll play the game.
If someone gets knocked out, we'll just jump
Oh my
onto the next
God.
person.
And
It
you
becomes
just
a
think,
2v1.
what are they fighting about? They're fighting about it's tribalism. Where you're from, this is what I'm fighting for.
Some of them are teammates.
There's nothing better than this. This is the epitome of state of origin.
So that was honourable mention, Mark Geyer there. This is just all-out MCG brawl. And is probably the best of all time. Look at they end up venturing off the field and just start throwing them off the field. It took them about 10, 15 minutes for them to stop.
Now, this is again, I only watch Origin because this was the potential of what could happen. The fact that that's kind of gone from the game now, it's a bit sad.
If that happened this weekend, do you think they have to stop the game for 15 minutes with the HIAs?
No.
With all the hits to the head?
There'd be no HIAs, but geez, it'd be all over the front page. It'd be everywhere on news. Is this a great look? But at the end of the day, it's the biff, and people love it.
Bring back the biff.
Who wins in a 2023 brawl?
2023 17 on 17 with
going.
Payne Haas and Tavita Pangai Jr. in one team. I'm leaning
I've
towards New
seen
South
Pangai
Wales.
Jr. do some boxing in the off-season, so you give the edge to New South Wales.
Well, that's our top 5 best Origin fights of all time. Check out our top 5s on Picklebet's Instagram, as well as JBK Show on YouTube and at Jon-Bernard K on TikTok and Instagram.